Yeah, man. This episode of Kuzu no Hankai, man. The emotions in this episode. Very, very well done. Executed really well in this episode. This episode definitely had the emotions rolling. I'll tell you that much. Alright, so what happened in this episode of Kuzu no Hankai? So after the events in the ending of episode 3, we saw that En-chan, which is Hanabi's friend, has a crush on Hanabi, and actually kissed her and was on top of her. We see what went down before that moment in the beginning of this episode as the two were, sleeping together, and then we saw the action go down, and eventually we hear from En-chan that she tells Hanabi straight up that she knows Hanabi. She found out Hanabi is actually keeping a secret, and that secret is that she is with Mugi. However, she sees right through Hanabi and says to her, "You're not really in love with him, are you? You don't really care for Mugi at all. So why can't it be me? Why can't it be me?" So we see the disappointment in En-chan that Hanabi, doesn't feel the same way, to En-chan. So the very next morning, we see Hanabi actually, kind of distraught on this whole situation because she doesn't really know what to think. Her mother eventually tells her to go to the convenience store in order to pick up something, and on the way there, she is just, very perplexed. She doesn't know what to think, She doesn't even know if she, cares for Mugi. She doesn't know if she cares for En-chan. There's just a lot of these emotions going through her head. She doesn't know what to think about love in general. We have Mugi, who is in love with the music teacher. We have Hanabi, who is in love with, her childhood friend, the teacher. We have the girl with the pigtails, or the ponytails, excuse me, that is a childhood friend to Mugi that likes her. We have En-chan liking Hanabi. And yeah, you just see the octagon of this sort of, romance play out. Everyone loves a different person, but yet they cannot be with them. And there is also a scene in that moment of the episode where we eventually see her, sit down in front of a parkway, and she starts to think, that she is no better than those two girls that she met at a cafe one time. About the girl who, likes two guys that actually like her, but she doesn't know what to pick because she doesn't really know which one she likes or loves. But the thing is, if she doesn't choose now, she will be alone. And this is where we see, Hanabi start to, think about this sort of situation. She doesn't know who to pick. Is it En-chan? Is it Mugi? Is it her childhood friend? All of these thoughts are going into her head. And just, that was a great moment of the episode. So we also get introduced to Mugi's past as well. Just a little bit of his backstory with this other girl that he used to be with. And, all of his high school buddies would say that, this chick that they're looking at with, this sort of blondish hair, very skinny girl, with big breasts and everything. They actually really take a liking to this girl. However, secretly, Mugi was involved in a relationship with that girl. However, it wasn't a typical relationship. It was basically, fuck buddies. And, she doesn't know how to feel about Mugi. She just kind of does this, just for fun. And Mugi just does it because, I guess for fun as well. But the thing is, he doesn't know what to think about that situation that he was in before because he didn't feel anything towards this girl. They might have been doing, sexual acts together. However, he just really didn't know how to feel about this girl, and we eventually see them end the relationship that they were in. So it was kind of cool seeing that little backstory regarding Mugi, and it makes you, really feel for his character a bit more. Now, that was a dream that Mugi had back when, he was doing sexual acts with this girl. But while he was doing this, and even though those moments probably would have been special to him, he didn't know how to feel about that girl and that situation, So he was perplexed on this. He just doesn't know how to feel. He didn't feel for the girl. He didn't know what he was thinking during those moments. He thought it was just for fun and, also filling the void for her fun as well. And we eventually see from that dream that he wakes up and apparently he has a hard-on now, which is very funny indeed. And then Hanabi walks right in and Mugi is trying to hide that shit, and Hanabi goes into his bed, and, it gets really deep when it comes to the emotions in this scene, because we see that, Mugi still has a hard-on, and Hanabi, is drawing close to his body. He's like, touch it, make me feel good. But Mugi stops her, but then Hanabi, begins to do it. And she says that it must feel good around him. It's pretty cute. And this is where we see, after this moment, she gets up on Mugi, on top of him. And she starts crying. And she says to him, I really wish that I can try loving you. I feel comfortable around you. And I really, really wish I could try to love you. Like, that was a deep scene right there. I'm not gonna lie. Be completely honest. When I was watching that scene, I got choked up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that was the best moment of the episode. That was the highlight of the episode for me, because just how they executed that scene alone, the emotions, and just how they did it in general, like, it was really amazing. Now, by the end of this episode, we see that Mugi and Hanabi, go out together, and they're at a cafe shop, probably the same one, I would say, that, Hanabi went to with those two other girls, and they eventually run into Mugi's love interest, the music teacher, and she is with a different guy, rather than Hanabi's childhood friend, the other teacher. So this is very strange for the both of them, because they weren't expecting this. And that day eventually passes. We see Hanabi and Mugi at high school, and Hanabi is very, very interested in this sort of situation. And she wants answers. So she goes to the music teacher and says, last night, were you with your boyfriend? Is that person your boyfriend? She wants to hear this, answer from her. And the music teacher tells Hanabi straight up, no, that is not my boyfriend. And of course, Hanabi, sees this off as a lie. She thinks this is a lie because, we know that the music teacher is keeping a secret from Hanabi. And it seems like she doesn't want to, actually announce that this person could be her boyfriend or not. We don't know really who it is, what the relationship is between the two. But at the end of this episode, we see that Hanabi, after the music teacher passes, she starts to, notice that the music teacher smells like cigarettes. And also, she seems to wear the same clothes every day. Very strange indeed. Very strange indeed. So, the only thing that I could think of when it comes to, the whole cigarette situation is that, the teacher is very stressed out. The teacher is very, very stressed out as to, why she is stressed out? I really don't know. But it seems like, she does actually seem happy all the time and puts a smile on her face. In other words, she is keeping a fake smile in front of everyone, but inside she is unhappy as well, so she could probably have another love interest, but at the same time can't, love that person. And maybe, just like Hanabi and Mugi, she is trying to fill the void, her loneliness. As far as to why she's wearing the same clothes, I don't know. But yeah, this episode of Kuzu no Honkai was, I think, executed quite well. I really do. This was an amazing episode. Like, I really like this series. Like, it's definitely my top favorite of the anime season for winter so far. Like, I'm not joking. Like, I really enjoy this series. And this is a romance series. Like I stated before, I'm not one for romances. And this series is doing a lot for me. Like, I really enjoy it. How it deals, with love in general, the meaning of love, and also loneliness, It's just, a lot of people can relate to this series. And I think that's why, it has this sort of, I wouldn't say a cult following, because actually the fan base for, this show, I believe, is quite small. However, I don't really know when it comes to the manga. The manga, is probably really well, selling in Japan. I have no idea, but, what I'm witnessing in these few episodes of Kuzu no Honkai, like, whew, the emotions, man. And I don't know where the series can go from here, but, if the rest of the episodes are executed quite well, like, I'm gonna fall in love with the series. I really am. And starting right now, I'm enjoying it, really, really much. So I don't really know, what's gonna happen in the next episode. Like I stated before, by the end of this episode, Hanabi states that the music teacher is smelling of cigarettes, and she also wears the same clothes every day. Hanabi started to notice that. I would say that, the music teacher is definitely stressed out. As to why she is stressed out, I don't really know. I'm pretty sure it's not just being a teacher. I know that can be stressful, but there is definitely something else going on. And maybe she is involved with kind of the sort of, mess that, Mugi and Hanabi are in as well. She's probably involved in the same sort of situation. I don't really know. But as to why she is wearing the same clothes every day, I'm not sure on that as well. Is she poor? I don't think that's the case. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. Awesome episode of Kuzu no Honkai. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, be sure to drop a like if you want to. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next episode review, or if you choose to watch my other videos. Thanks for watching, guys.